Welcome everyone to another Raid Shadow Legends video. Today we have rotation number 4 of the Hydra. Go ahead and check it out and see what we have. Alright, so it looks like we have the Head of Torment, the Head of Suffering. So we're lacking the Fear and the Ally Protection and Strengthen buffs. So this is actually going to be a pretty hard rotation. We have the Head of Mischief, we have the Cleanse Head, we have the one that causes the weak hits with the Poison Cloud, we have the Head of Wrath who hits really, really hard. So let's go ahead and check out the team. I've been using the same team basically every week, more or less, for the first start. We have Uugo in the lead, Krisk. Sometimes I put Ninja here, depending. Mordecai for the HP burns. So Ninja and Mordecai are kind of interchangeable for me. We have Uugo, also interchangeable with kind of like Umbral Enchantress, Norog, some of those types. DPS here in Trunda. This could be Royal Guard, someone else in DPS role. And then we have our healer in the back, Sify. Uugo also helps with some heals as well as Uugo, who has a Guardian set on and has the block damage buff. So let's go ahead and get started and let's go over basically what's going to help us get through this head rotation, because this is going to be a very difficult one. Now, as usual, speed usually helps out. The faster you go, the better your odds are going to be for actually winning this, because you can go when you need to or when you want to. Speed tuning is even better. Going slow, though, is not an option. So first things first, the buffs will be stolen and then they will be spread by the Head of Mischief here. So what's going to happen is I'm going to omit using buffs at first and just go ahead and attack this head on the left. Now this head on the left is going to be the one that reduces your max HP. So the sooner we can decapitate it, the better. I'm going to go ahead and skip using the HP burn right now because it's more than likely going to get removed with the cleanse right here if we stick it on too early. So I'm going to go ahead and do it. Fills the turn meters of all allies by 15%. Give me a little boost here. The debuff is blocked, but we're not worried about that. We're going to get the Uugo's Horde with the block damage buff there. Let's go ahead and put the decrease attack on. Now, we missed it on the Head of Wrath, which is going to be detrimental when we start getting hit. So right now, I'm going to skip the increased duration on all ally buffs by 1 turn. We're going to go ahead and try to do the decrease speed. Now, if I can get 2 debuffs, and we got one right there on the Head of Mischief, right here. If we get 2 debuffs, we can cause this head here to cleanse all of the debuffs. If we had only gotten 1 debuff on any of these heads, he would do a single debuff, single debuff removal, cleanse, and then we would be in a different situation. So right now, I could go ahead and do the block buffs debuff right here with the decreased defense, but it's going to put too many debuffs on, and we're going to get the cleanse, so we don't want these debuffs right here to get cleansed off. Let's going to go ahead and use the leech instead. Let's go ahead and go for this one on the left. Keep attacking the one on the left for the most part. Try to stay away from adding stacks to the Head of Wrath whenever possible. Here we are with the cleanse. We have a full cleanse on all of the heads. Now we have a Poison Cloud buff that's unremovable. So we're going to have to hit. I'm going to avoid the AoEs right now because they're all going to weak hit. So I'm going to go ahead and attack the head on the left here with a A1. Get 2 weak hits. No big deal. Now we need to get this HP burn on as soon as possible. Now's a great time to do the buffs. Let's get the HP burn on. Now he places the HP burn. He does not actually have to hit. And so that means the weak hits won't really apply. We could go ahead and stick the HP burn on anyways. We landed all 4 of them. That's perfect. Uugo's attacking with the A1. She's provoked. Same thing with Krisk. We got the decreased speed back on again. Got the leech over here. Decreased speed again here. Go ahead and attack the head on the left. So now we have the shield buff is on. The shield buff here needs to be taken off. Otherwise, we're going to have a full heal. Don't really care about that, to be honest. And if we had done more damage to any of the other heads, that shield would be on them instead. It's going to be hard to hit the Head of Mischief here because he has the misdirection, redirection on the hits if he's not under a hex debuff. So we're going to go ahead and continue attacking the head on the left here. There we go. All right, same deal, head and left. Attack that. Got the weaken on. All right, now we're going to go with the block, buffs, debuff, and decrease defense. There we go. We got that on 3 heads. Sorry, we didn't get the block, buffs, debuff on over here because of this. We did get on the other 2 heads though. So when he goes in buff spreads at the moment, it won't affect these 2 on the left. So we're going to go ahead and do Trunda's A3. AoE, so it does hit the shield here. Go ahead and go after that shield just to see if we can knock it off just in case. And if we can't, no big deal. All right, now, don't really have many buffs on at the moment, but we are going to go ahead and go with the A2 anyways. We go with the AoE attack. Oku's Horde again. Now, it's probably going to be a good idea to heal soon. Otherwise, Head of Wrath will probably end up killing somebody. So let's go ahead and use Uugo's heal. Get these buffs back on again. Go ahead and use Trunda's A2 on. Go after this head right here in the middle. All right, attacking the head on the left. But really, it's just important to make sure you see which heads have the most HP gone. Those will be the ones that get the shield. We want to make sure that we time the cleanse when we don't have these important debuffs to add. And we want to make sure that we get the block, buffs, debuff on when there's not weak hits. Also after the debuff removal cleanse has gone off. So it's kind of tricky. There's a lot of stuff going on here at the moment. It's just a little bit different than your usual fight. We've been doing a lot of the whole use the fear with Shamel and type mechanics like that, you know, in the first few rotations. This rotation and the last rotation has been a little bit different. Really, you just got to watch these buffs, time these buffs, make sure you're blocking them because you don't want this guy to get buffed up right there. We need to get the decrease attack debuff on this guy quick and get this attack buff removed fast. That's all I got to say about that. All right, let's go ahead and go after the head on the left again with the... Nope, no weaken. All right, now it's going to be difficult to get this head down over here. Need these AoEs to go off. And then we're going to get this Head of Wrath here to hit us really hard here really soon. So let's go ahead and get the block, buffs, debuff on. See if we can hit this head. It's going to be difficult, like I said. Oh, we had the cleanse go off, so that's bad news right there. We should have waited. Should have waited. We triggered the Head of Wrath again, and we don't have the decrease attack debuff on. So far, not hitting terribly hard. Okay, so we're going to get the buffs on real quick. Then we'll use Krisk's A2 to extend them. All right, so I think you guys get the point. I'm going to cut it short right there and just show you guys the end result. I ended up putting on an auto after we got the one key done to wrap it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you guys an alternative method in the next video so you guys can see how we can use a different team setup, maybe a different strategy, and still get somewhere of decent results. So we got Kyoku here. She had 1.1 million. We got Krisk, 1.4 million. Mordecai with the majority of the damage because of the HP burns with almost 3 million. Uugo, 750,000 rounded down. Trunda, 2.8 million. Siffy, basically here to heal, 200,000 damage. He had 624,000 heals. Uugo had 270,000 heals. We had Trunda with 44,000. Krisk with 100,000 and Kyoku with the Guardian set, 228,000. Remember, Krisk has the continuous heals. We had decent results here, and you saw how the strategy works. You're basically going to ignore certain snake heads, Hydra heads at different points, and ignore different abilities as well, so that you can manipulate the order in which things happen and where those things are going, so you're not getting all your buffs stolen, for example, having them all spread. You're not weak hitting the entire time. But these are always very specific team setups. This is basically, you know, a lot of people with better teams than me, higher end teams, go with a like offensive lead. I'm going with the defensive lead because you can see the people's scores behind me. We're having a hard time staying alive. So with the defensive lead and the extra defensive person here, I'm basically able to stay alive longer. Krisk is providing a lot of things. He has that decreased speed. He has AoE attacks. Mordecai is almost irreplaceable because he has place HP burns. And if you don't have a place HP burn person, like, you're going to be in some serious trouble against Hydra boss. They're really requiring some specific kind of heroes here. Uugo with the block buffs debuff here is crucial as well. If you don't have one of those types of heroes, you're going to have to go with alternative methods like I was talking about maybe in the next video, or you're going to have to find one of those rare heroes that do that. So Trunda is just here mainly for the damage. So if you have any damage dealer, it can replace Trunda. Don't worry about that spot. And Siphi here for buffs and heals. If you have a better healer, maybe possibly 2 healers, what I'm doing here, you can maintain the heals for a long time, especially with defensive leads like this, with extra defensive heroes like somebody with ally protection, for example. Siphi, again, replaceable. Krisk is pretty replaceable. Uugo is replaceable with people like her or different strategy setups. Trunda's DPS, you can always add whatever DPS you want. The HP burn is kind of special, so that's really the one spot where it's like, you don't have HP burn, keep pulling until you do. So that's it for today's video. I'm going to wrap it up here. You guys take it easy. If you guys liked it, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. I'll try to come up with another team setup here soon. We'll have an alternative team. So you guys take it easy. Prayers up to all the people in the world. Peace.